Yay. All right, let's have some fun. What do you say? Howdy, friends and neighbors. How we doing today? What's going on? Glad to see you made it out the range with me. We're back on the discussion of the much touted, much talked about, yet I can't still get my hands on one, 30 Super Carry by Federal. Now, I'm not running this thing down. I don't bear Federal any grudge, but I've been around long enough that when somebody starts touting out and trotting out a new cartridge that's supposed to be the cat's daddy for a specific spot, I kind of get a little, suspect. Man, there is just a plethora, and that's a big word, and I know I shouldn't use those on a Sunday morning, but there's a plethora of cartridges just fill needs and niches for just about anybody out there. We are not, in the early 1900s, we're not sorely pressed for platforms or cartridges to take care of real legitimate concerns. So I have to take all that with a grain of salt. Now, like I said, I can't get my hands on a 30 Super Carry, so I can't come out and do an absolute scientific comparison of the cartridge. But I really don't need one, because what they're talking about is, the main talking point for this is it fills this niche, performance-wise and carry-wise, of what's going on in the gun world for people that want to carry something. And I have this little honeybee, and if he distracts me, he wants in my ear. There's no honey here. Okay, that's it. Get off me. I love honeybees. I don't dislike them. It's just like, come on, man. I'm trying to shoot a movie here. I guess I'll take that out. Okay, where was I? They love me too. All right. So we're not sorely pressed for trying to fill a niche. It is 2022. We got plenty of stuff to do it. I just don't see where the need for a brand new cartridge with brand new components and a need for brand new everything if you're going to hand load for it really is that big a deal, unless you just really have money you don't mind spending right now. And during the supply chain issues, pandemic, God knows what else we can add to that times of the 2020 race. But anyhow, I digress. So we don't have a need to fill a niche. So today, we're bringing out 3 pistols in 3 different calibers that sit on opposing sides of this little niche that is supposedly to be filled most generously by the 30 Super Carry. And this is just a demonstration of what these pistols are capable of from a layman's sense, using reactive targets and paper targets. And it also lends credence to the dogma of, it's not so much how fast the bullet is or how big it is or a combination thereof. If you can't shoot, that's what matters. Can you shoot? So we got a 9mm Brady M9, got my little 84 BB Cheetah in 380, and my James Bond gun, my little 32 ACP, my little Walther PP. Now, we're just going to fire a few rounds out of these and demonstrate what it is you need to be doing with the particular handgun that you're going to carry, regardless of its caliber. And then we're going to put up some reactive targets and get a good idea of what kind of effect they have on these reactive targets, and see if there really is going to be room for an appreciable difference in performance in that little gap. We're just going to kind of extrapolate that data by saying, here's what this side does and here's what this side does, and really, do you think there's going to be much in between that's appreciable for not going with this one or this one? All right, so we're going to get these puppies loaded up. We're going to get some targets on the board, and then we're going to try to get a little happy filming. Be right back. All right. What do you need to do to be successful in a self-defense situation? If you're going to deploy deadly force on the bad guy, what is it you really need to be able to do more than anything else? I would submit it's not being able to dump 12 rounds into his chest at one time, into his arms and solar plexus and the car behind him and the lady down the street with a baby. This is what you need to be able to do. I have a gun and I will use it. Shoot him 3 times in the heart. 32 ACP. You won't have much of an issue left. But maybe that's just not the kind of performance you want. Maybe you want to drill a little harder. Okay. So maybe you're just not much into carrying 30 caliber weapons for self-defense. Maybe you like 9mm weapons and you got your handy dandy little 380. I still submit, even though it's more power, even the bigger bullet, a little bit faster. There's only one thing you really need to be able to do, and you just practice it all the time. Put 3 rounds in the bad guy's heart. And maybe you like 380, and maybe that's fine, but maybe it's wintertime. You need something that drills a little harder, something that gets through clothing. Bad guy down. Now there might be some of you think, Brad, you're standing kind of close. Well, yeah, I am. So will the bad guy. Bad things don't happen to innocent people at 25 yards. They don't happen at 15. They happen up close and personal within a few steps. The bad guy, he doesn't want to let you know he's coming. He doesn't want to give any warning. He wants to walk up and be on top of you before he lets you know that he intends to do something unlawful, illegal, life-threatening, and you have to handle it in a fucking hurry. Handle it with something that does. Now I said all that, most of that anyway, to say this. As we spoke of before, in a self-defense situation, if you can get 2 or 3 rounds into the intended target and one on the bridge of the nose, you just about take care of any instance you might have to take care of. And we spoke of the fact that just because you have more ammunition doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to come out of this smelling like a rose. If the evidence shows that when the perp assaulted you or accosted you or threatened your life and you felt it necessary to apply deadly force, you pulled out your trusty dusty little 30 super carry or whatever you carry and did this. Freeze! Stop! I have a gun! You're going to jail! Yeah, you are. Eventually. Because the prosecutor's going to tell you you're a murder-minded, bloodthirsty son of a bitch. Why'd you have to shoot him 10 times in the heart for? Well, I wasn't sure that my 9mm Parabellum Model 92 was going to be enough gun for me. I figured I needed at least 10 rounds in his chest. All right. Now we come to the funner portion of the show. Got a couple reactive targets here. You'll notice that I've got us some tomatoes and some oranges and some apples. Because I figure, well, you know, if we're going to be comparing apples and oranges, well, we need apples and oranges, and, you know, for a little extra fun, we'll throw a tomato in or two. Put all that together in a salad, it's pretty damn good. I tell you, you might think that's weird, but it's good, really. Try it sometime. What we're going to do is, we got 2 apples, 2 oranges, 2 tomatoes. You can see that. We're not doing any hard math here. It's pretty damn simple. Shoot 1 mater with a 380. shoot one orange with a 380, shoot one apple with a 380. Then we're going to turn around and do the same damn thing with a 9mm. The absolute one on each side of the niche that is supposedly in dire need of filling. And we'll see if we can get any type of visual affirmation or confirmation that there's just something missing in between the two. What do you say? All right. First up, we're going to be using the 380. Using some SIG Elite Performance 90 grain hollow point defensive ammunition, because why would we use anything else? We're going to fire once at the tomato, once at the oranges, once at an apple. Hopefully just one time apiece. See if we can get her done. All right, let's see. Wow, collateral damage. We'll have to pick that up. Now let's get us an orange. Oh, more collateral damage. And how about an apple? And more collateral damage. All right, let's pick up the pieces, grab a 9mm and see what kind of action we get. All right. Okay, now we're going to be using Beretta 92 FS 9mm. We're going to be using Sierra 115 grain jacketed hollow point defensive ammo, green and black box, I guess you'd call it. Let's see what kind of results we get out of this. All right, now you're going to think I'm high or screwy or messed up or something, because I'm getting ready to tell you something that's really just not going to jive with the way your mind is thinking and what your eyes are seeing. On the left are the first 3 fruits that we shot, and yes, they're all fruits, in my opinion. They were shot with the 380 ACP SIG Elite ammunition. On the right are the other 3 fruits, shot with 9mm Sierra 115 grain jacketed defensive ammo. Now, I don't know about you, but from the naked eye, it sure looks to me like 380 does one hell of a fine job compared to 9mm at close ranges, at defensive ranges. Now, this isn't anywhere close to scientific, but it is real world stuff. So let's go ahead and throw something else up on here and give it a shot and see what kind of results we get from it. Be right back. All right, let's try this for a change. You say, Brad, fruit and veggies, that's all well and good, but mainly water. And yeah, you're going to get a lot of stuff. But what about meat? Because that's what a human's made of. Well, kind of, sort of. The bad guy is made of meat. He's also made of bone. He's also 70% water. So don't forget about that. But okay, let's go ahead and try some meat. Now, I'm not going to shoot real spam because, man, that shit's expensive. And I ain't going to hit the treat either because I kind of like treat and I got nothing against it. But this stuff right here, this value save or always saves, yeah, we can shoot this. I don't mind a bit. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, now, Brad, ain't you going to take it out of the can? Well, no, I ain't going to take it out of the can. We're going to leave that can on there because we want to simulate clothing. We want to simulate material, maybe a jacket or something. So we want to give that bullet something to have to get through first before it gets into the first 2 inches of meat. So 1 can for 380, 1 can for 9mm. We're going to fire high left and low right just to get a good feel for what a double impact will do. Now, we might have to set the cans up twice, but that's okay. So without any further ado, let's get messy. Alrighty, and here we go. Alright, using the 380 SIG Elite 90 grain jacketed hollow point, first shot, and I'm sure it's probably going to move the can off there. It'll hit the ground, then we'll shoot the 9 mil, then we'll pick them up, put them back on, give them their second shots. Now, 9mm Sierra, jacketed hollow point. Stand by. All right. Second round from the 380. Go a little right. Second round from the 9mm. Let's go a little right. Let's pick these puppies up, see what we got. All right, now I know what you're gonna say. Oh, Bullwinkle, not again. Yeah, again. The can on the left with greater damage to the rear end of it and more meat torn up was shot with the 380 jacketed hollow point. The can on the right was the 9mm can. Go figure. So if the 380 does such a fantastic job, at close range is better than the 9mm does, given that they're both hollow pointed jacketed. Wonder what the 30 Super Carry's capable of doing, I wonder. Probably something like this. But should things get truly hairy, should you really have to get down and dirty, well then you just need to take Samuel L. Jackson's advice from the movie Jackie Brown. When you absolutely positively got to kill every motherfucker in the room except no substitute. Y'all have fun. Thanks for stopping by. I love the smell of cordite in the morning.